Game number 1, the elimination match, ladies and gentlemen. We're in Blackheart's Bay, and it's the final best-of-5 series in the second group, in Group B of the Banshee Cup. So we have Team Dynouh going up against Team Ultralisk. This game is going to decide which team drops out of the tournament and which team moves on as the final participant into the Final Four, into the next phase here. So, fireworks are more or less guaranteed. Team Dynouh is currently coming off a pretty rough loss against Team Sven. Not too happy about that, I suppose. Sorry, Team Ultralisk is coming from a pretty rough loss here. Dynouh's team was actually successful against Team Masquerade in the losers match. So yeah, this is the final one of Group B. And again, there's $2,500 in total on the line as prize money. Thanks to Kevin, thanks to Psychiv. He's the owner of the Miami LAN Center, where we ran multiple offline events in the past, and he is just doing God's work to keep the Heroes of the Storm esports scene alive. So big shout out to him. 1,500 of that money goes straight to the top 3. And then we have 1,000 that gets put into the bounty pool. So basically, if you watched any of these games already, you're kind of familiar with the system. But we have certain bounties where players are incentivized to just do stuff that they normally wouldn't. So here's a bit of a list that you can take a look at. So all of these things are obviously a bit of a handicap. Nothing really is here fully in meta. Yes, there are some that are a bit more likely than others. For example, we haven't even seen an attempt to play the Butcher, to just name one, or Probius for that matter. But teams have now started to complete some bounties. We had a lot of attempts, not all of them worked out. 7 bounties in total were successfully completed. And the teams, every time that they complete a bounty, get a ticket for that pool. At the end of the tournament, we're looking at how many bounties were completed in total. And then the teams get a share of that bounty pool, dependent on how many they as a team have completed in relation to the total number of completed bounties. So we can get a fair chunk of money with that right now. And this is of course still possible, so the teams can still do that. They can do it in this best of 5 series, they can do it later on when we are in the final phase of the tournament, and time will tell. Now, Dynouh's team with Maiev as a very early pick, we get Rhaegar and we got Muradin on Blackheart's Bay. The map, by the way, chosen by the organization. So for the best of 5 matches that we have in the tournament, we usually determine the map. So Blackheart's Bay is sometimes being played, Haunted Mines, Braxis, Warhead. One map that we dropped after we used that system once is Hanamura, because players were just like, hey, please, for the love of God, any map, no matter how garbage it is, we are willing to play it. But Shitamura, we really do not want to see this anymore. And yeah, it's honestly not that exciting of a map in the first place, so we just like let that go. Always trying to listen to the feedback of the players here. I mean, obviously you have to find a little bit of a compromise with a lot of decisions that are being made, but when we can, then we adjust accordingly. Forza gets banned, and so does Diablo. Already Dehaka as a global. And here comes Hanzo and X-Ray with Johanna. Now, again, as I just said, brutal loss for Ultralisk's team in the last round. So they really had to rally afterwards. Sit down, talk things through a little bit. But the tournament is awesome. The round robin was already great. All the games that we've seen was absolutely fantastic, and it just gets better and better with every single match that we're seeing. So now we got Chen and we got Jaina, which means that we have a bit of a triple front line if you consider Maiev as part of it. Jaina for a lot of burst damage after Maiev, for example, tethers someone in or Muradin sets up the Stormbolt. And it leads to Außenseiter as the final pick for the blue team. So, what is the final choice? They need a little bit more damage. Hanzo's not going to be enough. They can go melee if they really want to, but a second range damage dealer is a bit more likely. And for Blackheart's Bay, it will be Genji. The Shimada brothers are united as we are heading into the first map of the best of 5 series here in Group B at Banshee Cup Season number 2. Game number 1 between Ultralisk and Dynouh. The final best of 5 of Group B. On the left, X-Ray playing Johanna for the blue team. We have Meneldor on Dehaka. Of course, Außenseiter with Genji. Kind of known for his Genji plays. Not full on Genji one trick, but yep, out there. Porky with Brightwing, hailing from NA. And we got Ultralisk on Hanzo. There's also a couple of Legionnaires over on the red team side as we're looking for Dynouh with Jaina. We got Danazovsky starting things off with Stormcaller as his level 1 choice on Rhaegar. Hyde playing from Korea with Chen. Jaden on Maiev, and Krankle is playing Muradin all the way up at the front line. So, with level 1, we get the Lingering Chill for Jaina. Storm Stout secret recipe for Chen down at the bottom of the map. So, essentially, we have currently 5 heroes for the blue team at the top, which guarantees them the watchtower. Nobody is going to fight against that when you're only having 4 heroes around. It's highly unlikely. So, yep, they're letting this go for now. Blackguards is actually a bit of a fun map. I mean, I've been talking about this before, but in case that you're catching it now for the first time in a long while, there is a bit of a difference now to the map approach that you have to... Oh, well, careful. Good drag. Nice. Going for Murden, but they can't get the kill. Okay, so when you're approaching the map objective and you're trying to get your turn in for the cannon barrage here, one thing has changed. Blizzard has now connected the health of the fort, sorry, of the fountain directly to the fort itself. So that means that the fountain doesn't soak up an additional cannonball. It's actually quite important because what happens is that if you're attacking the outer ring of defense, aka forts, and you're getting a turn in, it will now destroy the entire thing, including the fort. Previously, talking about destroying things, Jade nearly got destroyed by the camp. But yeah, previously, before that change happened and you had your own hit points on the fountain and it could be taken down individually, what happened when you got a cannonball barrage was that the fountain would soak up a single cannonball, and that was enough to ensure that the fort would not get destroyed. So a bit of a change. Back then you had to take a tower down, for example, to 50% HP or something along those lines to make sure that the barrage itself, that the objective would destroy the fort. Now things have changed, and that sometimes gets reflected in teams being able to, you know, get a bit more ahead faster if they are dominating the objective and they're turning that in. Now we have on level 4 the Arcane Intellect, and with camps at the bottom of the map now being approached, it seems like Hanzo is again trying to help out here. Obviously every single camp gives you 2 doubloons. We had chests already up on the map, and then we have the small camps as well, the small pirate camps. But with 13 in the hands, they're actually not wasting any time. They're immediately moving in, and they're saying, alright, first barrage is ours. If you're not making a move, if you are not starting to do anything here, then we are just going to get the turn in. They have still 1 that they need to deliver, and Hyde can't complete the 4 that he has, but 9 have already been safeguarded. Which is way more important here than it is, for example, with gems on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and the reason for that is fairly simple. Because if you lose the balloons, they're not just simply on the ground and will then be lost if they're not getting picked up by one of your teammates. Your opponent can actually grab them. So if you hold a lot of doubloons and you never really turn them in, then one team fight can ruin the entire game for you. It can be a massive swing in momentum and really flip the entire game on its head. And teams are, of course, very eager to avoid that as best as possible. Brightwing helping out here. Dynouh is coming in with Jaina and added damage as Hyde has now more time, space to turn in. Get the first one. Porky hit by the Stormbolt and goes down. First blood, but Jaina gets Genji'd. So Hanzo comes in, gets the damage out, and then it's Genji who's able to deliver the final blow. With the Haka moving in, dodging the Stormbolt. Nice. Genji also dead. 2 kills to 1. The barrage has started. The fort in the middle will be destroyed. Krangle gets licked. Ultralisk gets jumped. It's all over the place right now. They're looking for additional kills. Meneldo has to pop the essence, but also gets hit hard by another Stormbolt. And he should fall here, specifically now with Maiev moving in too. But Brightwing to the rescue for just another little play as Porky is back. But Trashwing goes down. Alright, little Shitwing has been eliminated. But at least the Haka got saved. If you have to make a decision of which hero you want to have died, the Haka or Brightwing, it's always Brightwing. There's always another fruit fly around somewhere. So, yeah, Brightwing is gone. But the fight just doesn't stop, it just continues. They go for X-Ray, take him down as well, which means that 4 doubloons just exchanged hands. And after they destroyed the fort in the middle of the map, thanks to their turn-in, they now have another one available. Well, not quite available. They have 9 out of the 12 that they need, but they're pretty damn close. So, yeah, wild opening into the series and into game number 1. So, it is all-out war once again. And Dynouh at the top is already working on the next camp, so is currently trying to get his team a few more doubloons here. They've already done damage at the top side wall, which is the next one that is going to be attacked if they get another turn-in. So the more damage you do against the structures, the better, of course, because turn-ins get more expensive. And at some point, you need a fair amount of pocket change in order to please Blackhearts. So yeah, all the booty. Also like that we have now Blackheart's favorite support in the game, finally being in here. Best hero. Should be a little bit stronger when he gets played on the map, I suppose. But yeah, we're going all full pirate over here. And there's level 10. We got some chests up on the map. The balloons are already being claimed. And the blue team thinks that they can actually fight this one. I kind of disagree. Even with level 10 now coming in for them, they're already losing out on some of it. And X-Ray is getting focused and dies. So he is gone. 5 kills to 1. They turned in again. That's the second turn in for the red team. And they are also still holding a lot of doubloons that they could use for a third turn in. Not really looking too good, honestly, for Team Ultralisk. A little bit on a losing streak here, if we're considering the other tournament that they played too. So, yeah. It's getting a bit nasty. Now, blue team is trying to turn in as well. They're trying to get a turn in completed too, so that they can finally start taking some structures out, and honestly, they have to. Look at Ultralisk. 9 doubloons. They have 15 in total. Still zoning them here. Ultralisk. Yeah, he has to abort it again. They want to have the fight. Team Dynouh is going for the battle. They really want to take them down here. They want to steal all of the doubloons away. One arrow only connecting with my F here. The Haka gets targeted. Stormbolt hits and Minotaur is gone. 4 doubloons on the ground. They get picked up. Blessed Shield gets thrown out, but the Stormbolt connects heavily. And X-Ray, even with an Iron Skin, is not going to be able to make it here. He gets slowed down and gets killed. They're still saving at least the doubloons on Ultralisk, but we have 16 in the hands of Team Dynouh, and if they turn in once more, that would mean that the fort at the bottom of the map also gets destroyed, and it would essentially eliminate the entire outer ring of defense of the blue team. So pretty dominant performance by Team Dynouh. 7 kills to 1. Damn. For Team Ultralisk, this is a massive setback. It's an insane setback. Again, I've been talking about this already in the previous series. Now they're losing Brightwing. Porky is dead again. The team is just getting totally crushed. Just to put this into perspective a little bit, they're getting another kill. No! Oceanside has 2 doubloons and they can kiss them goodbye too. Now, just to put this really quickly in perspective, before we headed into the group stage, we had the round robin. After the round robin was all said and done, Ultralisk's team was second place. Second place in the standings. Dynouh's team was third. So these are 2 teams that found themselves not only in the top 4, but pretty high up there. And Ultralisk's team just a bit short of taking over the number 1 spot. I think it was 1 map win that was the difference between them getting number 1 or number 2. Since then, they've only been able to take down Team Masquerade, who was 7th place. It's the only team that Team Ultralisk was able to beat. Team Sven has totally crushed them in the previous series. It was a beautiful display of skill and of coordination of team play that we saw from Sven's team. And now against Dynouh, Team Ultralisk is also struggling. One of these 2 teams will be eliminated. One of these 2 teams will be out of the tournament after this series. So that's what we're getting here. And yep, it's honestly pretty nasty. It's fairly dangerous now. You gotta be mega careful if you still wanna be in the tournament and have a chance to get a part of the big prize pool here. Fight at the bottom of the map, all the forts are destroyed. Here comes the tether from IF. Bye-bye Dehaka, bye-bye Johanna. Quest completed for Jaina. She has an ice block now. And they still have 8 gems and could turn in. And they want the 9 gems. The doubloons. Doubloons. Who am I insulting here? I'm sorry, Blackheart. I take it all back. Even though I'm sure that Blackhearts would also accept doubloons. Gems and not only doubloons. The man does not discriminate when it comes to booty. 11 kills to 1. They can't take the 9 doubloons away from Ultralisk, but they still have 8 that they can now turn in and then start damaging the keep in the middle. So, yeah. Big. Really big. It's just not working for them. Team Ultralisk, they need to change something. I really thought that between the last series that they played and this one, where they had a bit of a break, they would just, sit down, talk things through, and then maybe be able to shift things. But now instead, we're just seeing them falling victim to Team Dynouh, at least on map number 1. We have a 2-level advantage already for the red team. No level 16 talent yet. That's why Team Ultralisk is now pushing for the turn-in, because they know that Dynouh's team is going to be very hesitant to engage here if they're so close to the 16 advantage. the chances just are that they might throw something and they don't want to risk this. So instead they just accept the one turn and they say like, alright, we can do without the fort in the middle, that's fine. We've already destroyed all their forts on the blue team, we took down some of the structures on those keeps, so how about we're just letting that turn in happen, sacrifice one fort, get level 16, have the 2-level advantage and then play around that lead. And that's exactly what they're doing here. So yeah, the Lightning Shield build for Rhaegar has continued. Highlighted on level 1 already, but on 13 and 16 he just followed up and went for the added synergy. And with Hyde holding 9, they're now going to try and go for the turn in here. So yeah, moves are already being made over here. Mirrodin is moving to the top at the same time to help the team out. Shen can always kick away if he really has to, but the 9 doubloons are going to be turned in. They only need 4 of them, and then the shots are going to be fired straight into the middle, where the keep is going to get destroyed. That's enough. They already destroyed the wall. This keep goes down. First keep destroyed, and Mirrodin is moving with the rest of the red team towards the top side to go for the boss and make the top lane cause another huge problem right there. Not too bad. Yep. Pretty nice for the team on the right side of the map. I mean, for Team Dynouh, this is a perfect opening into the game. Now, can Team Ultralisk fight back here? Do they have the chance to make a bit of a play on this one? Is there maybe an opportunity to come in and start taking someone out? That's the bigger question. I mean, right now, Blackhearts is up once more, so they could try and make a bit of a move here. We have now the top boss very much alone. I mean, they have to defend this. They need to prevent the turn-ins too, though. It's a little bit of a checkmate position, honestly. It's a two-pronged attack, and it's nearly impossible for the blue team to just stop all of it. Dehaka is trying his best here to stop the top, but the keep will likely fall to the boss alone and camp that is moving in. So now that they're going for the fight, Dehaka has to join them. Arrow hits Jaina. Nicely done. Ice block already used. Self-ancestral for Rhaegar. The doggy had a choice here, and Danazovsky just said, you know what, screw Jaina, I don't like her anyways. Both of them died, though. Maybe now an opportunity to finally steal some of them. Blue team is looking much better, but they're also low. Jaden about to go down. Yes, and that is the kill. Only 2 survivors for now. Chen is trying to get away. Mirrodin died. Core is, by the way, getting attacked any second now. The Stormbolt connects with Hyde. Tries to get out. Moves away. And he gets killed too. All the doubloons now in the hands of the blue team. But look how much they're losing here. 40% on the core. The catapults have to be stopped. They drop it down to 34. And finally the attack gets stopped. 2 keeps are already gone. The red team gets completely wiped off the map in that last encounter. But the situation is still grim. I mean, damn. So, yep, not too bad. That was a nice turnaround. The problem is that they lost a lot in the process. If they can get a few more turn-ins now with the 17 doubloons that they're holding, that would be neat. But of course, the good move from the red team was that they consistently turned in doubloons the entire time. The situation could have been so much worse if they lost everything that they held there, but they delivered 13 before their fight broke out. So now it's only a single turn-in that can be claimed by Ultralisk's team. So still a bad spot for the blue team to be in, but at least there are some signs of life here, and they closed the gap in experience, and now we're even on this. Top side, fort is now going to get destroyed by the cannonball barrage, but we have everyone for Team Dynouh back on the map and yeah, ready to get some action going over here. So, 6 kills to 11, half a level to 20 for both of the teams now, and also quick reminder, with Dynouh holding 4 doubloons, they are getting closer and closer to another turn-in. And that turn-in would eliminate the bottom keep and would even damage the core a bit. So there is a chance to even end the game with that next turn-in. So we'll see if they can do the entire thing here. But right now, Team Ultralisk, they have to cover all their bases. They really need to be careful. They can't allow any turn-in, or at least they shouldn't. They have to use Dehaka and Brightwing to make sure that they're also, just not allowing any catapults to push in. That's why you have the Globus in the first place, to control the lane. So they're going for that. Once the boss is up, which is in a minute 30, they have to cover that too. So there's a lot of spots where they have to be careful. Chests are up. and can now get used for a few more. The balloons here, level 20 talents are also in. No surprises here. Again, we're getting Farsia's Blessing, of course, as well. Double Stormbolt. Deaka trying to get out here. Able to escape. Arrow hits 3. Ancestral on Jaina is perfect. Ice Block could still be used maybe, but we have the second wave of the Ancestral saving her once again. There's Ice Block too. Maiev is already low. Außensider came in, wants the kill, but he dies instead. Jaina at least falls, so it's a counter kill. Dubloons on the ground, and they're quickly getting picked up by the teams as everybody is making the moves. They're going for Porky. They're trying to go for X-Ray here. Meneldor is moving in. Jaden on Maiev, still a bit low. The camp at the top also starting to push the lane again, but the real fight is happening here in the middle where X-Ray is getting dropped and Brightwing is next. 14 kills, 2-7. Quick double kill here. Job well done, and that leads us to a turn-in for the red team. At least it should. This is the safest play that they can make. Meneldor knows it as well, that it would likely end the game, so he's trying to interrupt them, delay them for as long as possible. But he is only... I mean, he's all alone here. So very little that he can do, and that is the end of Deaka. Deaka has been destroyed. They can get the turn in. Camp at the top is pushing. Catapults are moving in. The team can go for the core. Beautiful play here by Team Dynouh. Yep, they're looking good on this one. Another jump is already happening as they're going once more for Team Ultralisk here. They're taking down Hanzo. The shots are being fired. The team already moving towards the middle as they're ensuring that they're going to take the lead in this best of 5 series. 16 kills, 2-7. Keep is gone, so is the core in just a moment. We have a lead for Team Dynouh. They take the W on Blackheart's Bay against Team Ultralisk. GG and well played. Solid moves here by the red team.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Map number 2, Towers of Doom. Team Ultralisk, if we're counting the previous series, is now 0-4, so not a good space to be in. Things are not going well for them. They gotta change something. I don't know what, honestly. Maybe take a bit of a risk and just YOLO it out there. Suffice it to say that at this point, they are in trouble. Again, you lose the series, you're out of the tournament. So right now, we got Samuro banned out. Towers of Doom, obviously, you also want to have some globals here, which would be another one. We have currently still, I mean, the Deaka has already been chosen, but you have Falstad up. You could still go for Leo at the top lane. So there's still plenty of options. Vikings, of course, if you're trying to go for something a little bit more fancy, are always an option here too. You could go Sergeant Hammer. We've seen a few teams also even play Cho'Gall. I don't think that we're going to go that deep with it, but yeah. Will be interesting to see what exactly they're now trying to do here. Sergeant Hammer gets immediately banned, so the teams agree that is an option, and they want to avoid that from happening. Specifically since Ultralisk has, of course, played the hero in the past a whole lot. So, yeah, no Hammer plays. But Sylvanas. Sylvanas not banned. The Banshee Queen, therefore, gets locked in very quickly, and if you're trying to go for some bell tower conversion, she can always assist there very easily and make some moves. But blue team, come on, give me something. Give me something here. I need some glimmer of hope, and I'm not sure if it's better for them to now go full standard or if it would be better to risk something and just say, okay, we need to break through this somehow. We get Diablo, we get Blaze. So they're really trying to be aggressive on this now with a super solid front line. Diablo bullying people, Blaze following up with an additional stun. So a lot of things that they can really use in the fights here. Generally, when we're talking about the team, they've also, of course, like switched roles a lot. They had Porky as a support, they had him as a tank, and some of those work better than others. So now he seems to be back on Diablo. Whereas Team Dynouh is continuing things with Malfurion and with Garrosh. Crankle has been crushing it throughout the tournament for the team, and him at the front line now with Garrosh. I mean, whenever he played, the Garrosh performances, just generally speaking, in this tournament have been insane. Like, so damn good. Just from anchoring plays, from preventing the opponent to push into points, to just creating kill opportunities or saving heroes. It has been very, very impressive. So yeah, always awesome if you have cool Garrosh plays. Medivh gets banned. No ley line into Apocalypse shenanigans now on Towers of Doom. But for Team Ultralisk, Bit of a moment of truth now also. What are they grabbing? Außenseiter and Vala. Trying that again. And we get Anduin in for them, so can save her too. Doesn't really seem like we're going to get an auto attack style. So maybe an arrow build for Vala. If it's going to be auto attack, then the second support is normally what you're trying to draft for the team. But I don't think we're going to get that given the draft that they're running right now. On the right side for Team Dynouh, we also need a side laner still. And let's see what Hyde picks from. The Vikings! We get Vikings from Hyde. Korean Vikings, ladies and gentlemen. With Jaden playing Tychus. I'm a happy panda. We're going into another best of 5, map number 2, and we're getting Viking action. Every time you see the Vikings, it's a good game, no matter what happens. It's always enjoyable. That leaves us with our final pick for Ultralisk, and let's see what he's adding for the team. Map number 2. Team is behind. Can they turn it? We'll figure it out on Towers of Doom now, the second map of the series, with Ultralisk picking Zeratul. Team Ultralisk still waiting for their first map win today. We have them going up against Team Dynouh and the blue team on the left now with X-Ray on Anduin. So they swapped things around. They have Porky back on the tank with Diablo. Meneldo on Blaze, Außenseiter as expected. Vala with an arrow build. So goes into stacks on level 1. And last but not least, kind of important here of course, we have Ultralisk on Zeratul this time. So definitely an interesting choice from him. Goes into Zeratul as his, his assassin. We obviously have seen him a lot on heroes like Karrigan in the past, also on stuff like Maiev, but she was already played. On the right side, Dynouh with Tychus, we got Crankle on Garrosh, Jaden on Sylvanas, Danozovsky on Malfurion, and Hyde is playing the Vikings. So, some sexy Vikings action, hailing straight from Korea here with Hyde. He's already starting to split onto the lanes here. Vala with her first arrow connect as well. And I've never seen Hyde play Vikings. This is kind of funny, I really like that. Hyde is already going full on for it. Okay, so give me some Viking action. And it seems like Team Dynouh, they are just going to try and play aggressive from the looks of it. They're in a really interesting situation because they've of course observed the previous series too. They had their own first map against Team Ultralisk, and it really feels that when you apply pressure, Ultralisk's team is in trouble. Zeratul already falls. Yes, Danozovsky gets killed as a counter, and Crankle falls too. So Dynouh's team apparently coming in with the idea, hey, we're pushing, we're being aggressive, we're trying to really wear them down early. Because if you are applying more pressure and the early game goes bad again for the blue team, then they're turning real quickly from Team Ultralisk to Team Ultra Tilt. They're probably already tilted a little bit. So if you can get them into a pretty bad space and then just make sure that you're continuously applying pressure, it's probably quite easy to exploit that a bit and force mistakes on their end. But they went a bit too far. They lost 2 of their heroes in the process, only killed 1. And as a result, the blue team just moved in and said like, ooh, juicy pumpkin camp, let's go and steal it away. Haven't taken their own yet, so this can still be stolen. And this is what they're currently trying to accomplish. So they're hoping to move in here and claim it. Haven't really been able to do that just yet. Also, Cleave build for Zeratul. I haven't really pointed that out yet. We're not getting Might of the Nerazim build in this case. Which means, given the build and given the combo, they could go for a Void Prison into APOC. So if we are looking at potential bombos, there is one that they could execute in this game. Depends a bit on what exactly Ultralisk wants to do here. Might of the Nerazim allows you more playmaker potential as an individual player. But if you're looking, of course, to get real value out of bombo combos, then Void Prison might just be the choice here. Anduin, as usual, is just ruining plays all day, every day. Comes in very quickly and destroys the play that was made against Diablo, saves it. Vikings still everywhere up on the map currently and trying to soak the experience for the team. Obviously also working on the Vikings Horde as a baseline quest, getting all of those globes. Master Assassin for Tychus as his level 4 talent. When we're talking about like Tychus, again, it's not really because you think you can complete the quest. If you can, amazing. But normally then you have the game already won. But it's about the passive that also applies to Odin. So that gives you a lot of value and a lot of damage that you can get with it. Talking about damage, We already have the attack down here at the bottom of the map. Top side, the channel hasn't happened yet. It's actually Meneldo and Ultralisk that are trying to go for a double channel for the blue team and trying to take the second altar here. The Vikings, they get some assistance from Sylvanas. Hyde will likely grab this one. And the fight at the bottom of the map still continues. So over here, Diablo might be in trouble. Porky attacked again, focused, low. Yeah, and thanks to the throw from Garrosh, they are able to get that kill. Job well done. Sylvanas falls a second later though, and Krankel nearly also dies. They're not out of the woods yet either, as Meneldo is moving in. And the altar is of course still up. Here comes X-Ray with the heals. Yeah, and Garrosh grabs him. Garrosh gets him, Malfurion is dead, but so is X-Ray, even with the jet propulsion that came through. It's an absolute bloodbath down here. Tychus falls, 5 kills to 3. It is a total slaughter. Tychus dies, Olaf dies. Death everywhere as they're turning Towers of Doom into a graveyard. Damn. Yeah, going for the Vikings now too. Außenseiter with a channel attempt here as Krankel is getting pushed back. Sylvana is now sitting in the middle, but the shots are being fired against the red team. So Team Ultralisk, they're finally showing some signs of life. They're winning a couple of fights. They're starting to do a bit of work here. This is already looking so much better for them, I'd say. But of course, we're still very, very early in the game. But it's nice to see that their fighting spirit is at least still alive and fully intact from the looks of it. Not really a leading experience or anything. Again, Garrosh with the play at the front. Anduin, as usual, saving the day. Really annoying hero. Such an annoying hero. Anduin is just the best. But Krankel, he gets attacked. Zeratul still diving in and out. Frost shot for Vala. And Außenseiter is actually getting much better stacks now in some of the previous games where he played the Arrowbow. Right now he's sitting at 20. There was a lot of brawling already going on, of course. So this is really helping his cause. Yeah. Camps are still up with Sylvanas. Once that they get a few kills, they can also push for structures again and try and take them out. And down to the bottom of the map. Yeah, the blue team just slowly trying to take the minions out. It's all everybody's like looking around the pumpkin camp here, whether or not they can try and steal it away, whether a team is making a move and they can maybe start to come in and take him on, force a fight. It's not really just happening yet, but now that the blue team has been able to create a bit of space and force them back slightly, we have then immediately moved on to take the camp and grab it. Level 10 for both of them at around the same time is what we're going to get here. There's no massive advantage or anything that we are getting at least now. But yeah, there's heroic abilities. It's a small window, it's nothing that they can use just now. We have, again, Twilight Dream for Malfurion, no Tranquility here. Odin gets used right away. There's 2 altars up for grabs and they want both of them. Void Prison, Apocalypse is there and gets used early. Connects actually quite nicely. No VP set up for it, but here comes Malfurion with the Twilight Dream. Garrosh has to fall back here. Tychus still firing away. Außenseiter attempting to channel. And Dynouh is not close enough. Has actually moved in and gets punished for it. So that's shot after shot fired against the red team. And finally we're getting some actual momentum from Team Ultralisk. Looking way better on map number 2 now. 7 kills to 3 in their favor. They channeled most of the altars here. They lose plays, but still it's 36 points to 24. And they have some momentum. Porky is in trouble, but he's able to get out. Good for him. So, not bad. I was really worried that Ultralisk's team would be totally destroyed within 6 maps today. Accounting for both of the best of 5s, of course. But currently, we have at least some action for them. A little bit of momentum. It's not a leading experience or anything. You're going up the Vikings and they have been able to keep the red team in a decent XP range. With Sylvanas, you can always push for structures as well. But just generally when you're looking at it, with 8 kills to 4, they're really engaging these team fights properly. They're starting to bring this back. They're winning some of the fights. They're winning the objective, which is already noteworthy. So nice moves made by them. Now, how long that will last, that's a different question. But at least for the early game, things are looking much, much better for them now. So, yeah. Now, down at the bottom of the map, Camper gets stolen away too. And maybe it was that swap from healer back to tank. Again, they actually swapped a lot of roles throughout the tournament. So Porgy has been playing now support for a while. I believe we started him off on tank, then he swapped into the support role, occasionally moved back on tank, and that's exactly where we find him now. But yeah, here's the A-pop. Nice engage. But Garrosh again saving the day for the team. They're trying to chase Vala, who's sitting at 26 stacks now. Khaldor also gets caught for just a second. And they're still chasing Porky. They want Diablo, but he gets it. He gets him. Porky should die here. Yes, he does. Nicely done. Big hit though. That was a beautiful stun. The Void Prison afterwards. The Vikings channel at least one of the altars. Malfurion dies, so do a lot of the Vikings. And with another Vala connect, we also see Sylvanas fall. But, well, Sylvanas died and so did Vala. A moment later, she gets punished. We have her on 29 stacks now. Level 13 talents were already available for Team Ultralisk a bit sooner than for Team Dynouh. So that had to figure in. And talking about Dynouh, someone's on the run. Run, baby, run! There's no way he gets out. So yeah, Dynouh is going to fall. He's trying to rush away here and finally accepts his fate. Tychus dies. That's the third time that he's been eliminated. Has the top damage in the game though. Is sitting at 41,000 damage right now. So yeah, Dynouh doing some work here. Good for him. Now, with all of that said and done, we're looking at the 30,000 from Vala. She's obviously going to increase her damage number as the game continues too. Just going to be working on those additional stacks and trying to get that in. Another quick flip here. Careful. Khaldor with the stun against Garrosh. There's the ult. Goes for the taunt. Follow up from Malfurion, and that is the end of Blaze. No bunker, no nothing. Malfurion hit the root perfectly with his Emerald Dreams right there. And yep, that was pretty neat. But another flip, and Porky goes down too. So all of a sudden that front line is gone. All of a sudden the front line is eliminated, and now they can push again, which Dynouh immediately does by activating Odin. So they are trying for the bell tower conversion here. They have still a few minions coming in. The next wave is on its way too. And with Sylvanas, obviously, this is only half of a concern. But they are starting to push this down low. They don't want to fully commit since they still have to deal with the altars as well. Vikings are splitting after Hyde just used his ult on them. So is respawning everything. And is now starting to go towards the top right for the channel. Hyde is ready. Can take over from Jaden if needed. Doesn't really have to. No interrupts are happening here. So the 4 shots are being fired. And at least for the blue team, the top lane is now a bit safer. And they didn't lose the bell tower. So it's an exchange. We got 28 to 20 points on the core. Still a significant lead for the blue team. But we all know how much that means on Towers of Doom. I mean, this is the comeback map in the pool. And it has that reputation for a reason. Late game matters the most. If you're scaling well, if you have a strong level 20, then you can always come back no matter how far behind you are. You have a single point on your core, doesn't matter. If your late game is excellent and if you're able to use it properly and take your opponent down. So, Cleave build basically done now with Void Slash as the level 16 talent. Top of that, we're getting on the other side also 16. Balo gets killed as Sylvanas picks up a Will of the Forsaken. Great for her. And of course for the Vikings, we have once again the stun from Olaf. Already saw it in action against Porky here. And that's a huge tool whenever the Vikings are trying to participate in teamfights. It's a big tool in your arsenal when you're trying to be successful there. Vala with 35 stacks now. Again, likely Acrobat on 20 if we get to that point, which we should. And then she can pick up even more. But the longer the game lasts, the better Vala's damage output. They go again for Blaze, and well, they find Zeratul first. So Zeratul, Ultralisk, he gets hit, and he gets hit hard. No chance for him. Now they're chasing the rest. Außenseiter gets saved as he became the target. Anduin says, well, not on my watch. But now that they lost Zeratul and he's down for another 25 seconds, it means that the altars that are spawning now, we should at least see 2 go over to the red team. And maybe even another kill. If they can pick up a few more kills and go for staggered deaths against the team, then whew, that would be pretty nice. That's exactly what they're trying here. So yeah, Vikings are already starting the channel. They're even trying to go for the triple, and since they are picking up Porky in the middle, they might be able to pull it off. The souls are lost. 8 shots are already fired. That puts the teams on even footing. 20 for each side. They're chasing them again. They're taunting Khaldor. Light bomb. Is it enough? I don't think so. There's the kill, but a nice isolation with the VP, and Krankle will likely fall. They're chaining it beautifully. Great wombo combo from them, and they're getting 3 kills as a result. Nicely done. Beautiful kill. They get 1 altar at least. That was important. So yes, the fighting spirit is still alive for them. Just so they get another idea of this. Big combo. This is exactly how you want to set it up. And they got Garrosh right away. Malfurion died a moment later. And then they could go for Dynouh, of course, and take him out too. So as far as wombos go, this one was definitely up there. Real nice performance. Really cool play. And of course with a huge success now. They have momentum back in their hands. It's 16 kills to 11. Which means we now have 27 kills already. 2 kills a minute essentially. Yeah, highly aggressive. They're going for bell tower conversions now too, thanks to the map dominance that they just established. And maybe we're going into a tie on this series after all. Not there yet, of course. 1 bell tower is not going to be enough. And they should be able to also retake it with Sylvanas. The question is more, can they force a fight here? Danazovsky is actually pretty far out. Vikings going for the stun, but they're not following up on it immediately. They go for the pumpkins first. Garrosh gets attacked for just a second. But they took the camp, and now with the help of Sylvanas, they should be able to do some damage here. Oh, nice. They're actually stopping them before it even connects. I think they're going boss. Are they? I think they are, yes. Nope, they go for the bell tower. Alright, that was a bit weird for a moment anyways. Now, their concern is of course level 20. This is the problem for them. They know that the other team is soon going to be on level 20. So now Sylvanas is going to try and take this on. Ultralisk going up against Jaden here. Yeah, Krankle is just waiting for him to recall back in and use the wormhole. Not happening, so each team has now taken one of the bell towers off the other side, which means it's 4 versus 4. It doesn't change the difference. Oh, yeah, they go for the boss after all. It doesn't change the difference that they have on levels. They have to abandon this. They can't fight against level 20. Well, I guess they can with Blaze down at the bottom of the map and Zeratul still at the top, but it's highly unlikely that they're going to risk this. Once that they get delayed and the rotation happens, they're going to get punished. So this one is going to be taken. 12 point. It's going to be single digits on the core now for Dynouh's team. Yeah, they're retaking the bottom right. Since the blue team's busy, they can move in and claim this pretty easily. But it doesn't change the fact that with the shots now being fired here, we have 8 points to 20. Now, it is a 5 versus 3 bell tower situation now, thanks to the fact that they were just able to grab that bell tower at the bottom right. But how about the team fights? VP against 2. There's the APOC, maybe a bit late. Yep, Sylvanas is using immediately her Unstoppable, and the same is also true for Krankle with Indomitable. So the APOC not doing too much, but baiting out a few of the cooldowns. Hyde losing some of the Vikings here. They're going for Krankle, and he's still alive. Nice Twilight Dream. Menador barely able to get the bunker out, but he's still in a really bad spot, and even Anduin can't save him. So that's a kill. They're losing their side laner. They're losing Blaze, and now the chase is on as the red team is trying to drive the momentum home here. 8 points to 20 on the core. They got Sylvanas. It's 5 versus 3 bell towers. And this is the opportunity to take a few more of the mercenary camps, claim those pumpkins, maybe open up the bot lane and get another bell tower converted over. The fight is still on though. They're pushing in with a 4 versus 5 and they get a kill! They get a kill with Zeratul. Ultralisk though, he gets punished. He falls. It's a 4 versus 3 now. And they're trying to chase more. For Sylvanas, who gets out of the fight. Porky dies. Uh-oh. Team Ultralisk might have overstepped. They were going for a battle they should probably have avoided. Ours Insider is low. He gets murdered. So does X-Ray. That means 5-man team wipe. The entire team is off the map. Yes, they're a little bit low here. 3 survivors as they're pushing for the bottom bell tower. Diablo is still up. Garrosh is already figuring out where exactly Porky is positioned. But they can go for the channel. They can go for the bell tower even. They're already starting to take Porky on here and drop him fairly low. But big plays made by Team Dynouh. They get the altar. That one was important. 5 shots are being fired. And now they can go for the bottom bell tower conversion. Team Dynouh really bringing it back here. I mean, big damage numbers. Vala has 53 stacks now. With Acrobat, she got so much done in that last fight and is now at 74,000 damage. Just a bit short of the damage output that we're seeing from Tychus here. But Vala is, of course, just scaling. Insane potential as the game continues. The problem is they're losing all control over the map. At the top, the bell tower is about to be retaken, but here in the middle, they're trading for another one. So the 6 versus 2 bell tower situation is likely going to be maintained for a bit longer. Jaden is a bit too afraid, though, to push in here. They're calling him back. They're saying, dude, we don't know where they are. If they flank up against you and catch you and you die, then we're in real trouble. If you stay alive, it's all still fine. 5 versus 3. Diablo gets chunked down by Dynouh. Big damage from Tigers. Crankle, on the other hand, he's in trouble. Still alive. Falls, but they get a counter kill. Diablo's dead too, and this time is down for the entire duration. No APOC, therefore, as a follow-up for the Void Prison, but Malfurion dies regardless. They wanted to go for Khaldor. They get a stun against X-Ray, and it's just not enough. Dynouh loses his teammates here, and Vala is adding stack after stack. Couple of shots are being fired. 8-14. Team is moving towards the top. They got the conversion in the middle. This bell tower is taken, and the pressure gets still applied as Vala moves in, and they're taking another one. The blue team has moved to the bottom of the map to reclaim their bottom bell tower, but we have a double altar coming up, and this is a real problem because heroes are still dead for a long time on the red team side. And they can't fight for it, so they're sacrificing both of them. It's going to be 4 shots fired against the red team, which means that they're going to be down to 4 points on the core. The double channel is already in play. The shots are being fired, 4 in total, and that means a single boss play can now end the game. And boss is up in 1 minute. Malfurion is going to be back. Vikings are going to be back. Ooh. By the way, take a look at the level 4 talent of Tigers. He's nearly done with the quest. He's nearly done. So Master Assassin is nearly completed. We have 38 kills in this game. 38. It's some crazy stuff here. Vala again looking okay. Light bomb, and it doesn't even pop off. Crankle falls, but so does Blaze. They're trading, and the quest is completed. Tigers completes this quest. Even more firepower for Dynouh. More firepower for Tigers. And they were able to get 2 kills, Anduin being one of them. Now the boss is up in 4 seconds and they have to go for it. It's not so much, of course they want the 4 points off the blue team score. They want to have these shots. More important for them is that they are able to deny this to the opponent, to make sure that there's no possible boss play by Team Ultralisk once that they're back up on the map. And I can't even begin to explain how happy I am that we are finally seeing, you know, some momentum, some actual action from Team Ultralisk now that they're coming in here and really doing work, really bringing the pain, really putting in the plays. Now, they're still missing Blaze, they're still missing Anduin for a bit longer, so that bell tower at the bottom should be a foregone conclusion. I have no idea why Porky is even moving forward. No clue. Garrosh isn't here, but you still have to deal with the stun from Olaf. Vala is padding her stats a little bit and her numbers for later on. Now we have a single altar coming up, and it's 5 versus 3 bell tower situation. But the oh, Dynouh! Oh, not like this! Dynouh gets attacked and is able to get out. Void Prison used, but I don't think they can follow up in it. But boy, was that risky. Oh my god. This should be an easy channel, by the way. Easy channel. Yep, 5 shots are fired. 4 points to 5 on the core. 4 points to 5. That's where we are right now. Oh, Towers of Doom delivers once again. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What a game once more. So yeah, big plays by both teams. 22 kills to 19. Diablo engages and moves in. Vikings aren't here currently. And Porky finds himself the target of the bell tower and the rest of the team. They are using the big red button. They're starting to push. And talking about pushing, the Vikings are in the middle of the map and do the exact same thing. So Vikings with even more action over here. 70 stacks for Vala. She's bringing the hurt. So does Tigers. Look at the damage output of those two. Sylvanas with 92,000, which would normally qualify her for one of the top damage slots, is just sitting there. I was like, oh. She comes in a distant third, 109,000 to 103,000. They're attempting to reclaim the bottom bell tower and should be able to pull that off. They need to. The bell tower control here is literally the difference between the single altar channel ending the game in favor of either the red or the blue team. That's what it's all about here. If it's 4-4 bell towers, an altar by the blue team is going to end the game in their favor. If it's 5 versus 4, So it's 5 versus 3 for the red team, then obviously the situation changes very dramatically. Once again, light bomb, this time it pops off, but Anduin is dead again. APOC being used, they lose Tychus. Tychus and Diablo are both down. Vala is still able to escape here. Tychus, the main damage dealer, is eliminated. The main damage dealer is gone. And guys, look at this. Now that we have this bell tower situation, a single channel by the blue team ends the game. They have to defeat this over on the left side. It is a 4 versus 4. The main damage dealer is gone. Sylvanas has to step it up here. They are trying for the kill. Krankle is dead. Garrosh is out. Vala is dead too. Vala is dead too. Vikings are coming in. Jaden is low and drops. And I guess the blue team might just have been able to pull it off here. The damage dealers are gone. Zeratul comes in and Ultralisk absolutely crushes them. 1 point on the core, and now the team in red loses their lead. It's a tie. The shots are fired. It all came down to the control of this one bell tower. Look at the hit points. What a game. Team Ultralisk with a win. Quite the comeback there by Team Ultralisk. So finally we have them with a point on the board. From here things can only look up. So really well done by the team. Honestly, from Dynouh's perspective, I just said it between the streams, but like hindsight always being 20/20, if you think about it, if the red team had just taken that bell tower in the middle, just committed, I don't know, the Vikings, anything to it, and claimed it, they would have won it with a single altar channel. It really came down to that control over that one bell tower. So the blue team being able to defend it with just a sliver of hit points is what won them the game, essentially. And then, of course, the following team fight. But very nicely done by Team Ultralisk. They put a point on the board. The series is tied. And we are heading into Infernal Shrines as our next map. So, Mephisto gets banned. So does Hogger. Both of them get quickly eliminated here. And I actually don't really remember if Infernal Shrines was even played in the second group, in Group B. I don't think so. I think it's one of the maps that got really just dodged by essentially all of the teams here, and this is the first time that we're getting it. So, definitely not complaining. I kind of like Infernal. Prefer other maps, but Infernal has always been like insanely solid. It's like solid standard. It's oftentimes a map that gets also chosen pretty much towards the end of the series because it is highly balanced and teams feel pretty confident on that, pretty comfortable and just in general. But now we have such a hammer banned out, Junkrat is getting banned here, you're obviously trying to control the space here a bit, so Sonya oftentimes becomes a important hero to choose. The usual suspects are Sonya, Dehaka, Leoric is another one. It depends in this context, of course, who's still available. Again, you can only... a hero can only be played once within a series. Once that a hero has been played, he cannot be played again. So, going into game number 3, we have now 20 heroes that are unavailable. The 10 that were played on map number 1 and the 10 that were played on the second map. Varian as a first pick. And, yeah, with Varian, you got your taunt, obviously. So you can start to taunt things up, and then you need the follow-up. You want to have Stukov, Malfurion, ideally, as follow-up heroes that can be used. Another one could be Tyrande. Danazovsky playing a lot of Tyrande. We've been harping on that for a long time right now. His Tyrande is mega solid. And on the other side, we're now getting Medivh. He was actually banned out a few times already against them. But Ultralisk with Medivh on Infernal Shrines, nice. That can really help you when Varian is making his play. That's obviously then a cooldown exchange essentially, and that cooldown exchange is won by Varian because his cooldown is so much shorter. But then again, at least when he baits out wolves. But then again, it's always a question of like if you're finding, you know, that one target. So you have portals now, you have a shield now for Medivh, the ley line that you can use. And instead we're getting Imperius and Oriel. Alright. Danazovsky is going for the whip here. Cho'Gall, last pick. Varian with meme blades. Yeah, obviously not happening. It's not gonna be a thing. Varian meme blade is just not a reality. I kind of feel a little bit sad because when we put the bounty in, I really hope that one of the teams, maybe in the round robin, you know, would try and bust it out and use him as a as a melee assassin damage dealer, and all of them are just like, lol. Nope, thank you. Don't need that shit in our life and in our lineup. So yeah, Stitch just gets banned. No hook shenanigans here. You could go for the kidnap combo, of course. You got a quick hook and a gorge out. Medivh provides the portal, and then you just run away with the target. So yeah, don't want that. Now what we're getting for X-Ray and for Porky. We still need... Also, is Porky playing main tank again? It worked. I mean, it kind of worked on the last one. Seems like this time it's X-Ray on the front with Mal'Ganis. And Stukov for Porky. So we have still the lurking arm. Okay, here we go. That's our Cho'Gall pick. The thing is, if a Cho'Gall pick actually comes... I'm currently, like, thinking. I feel Cho'Gall always gets insta-picked. You know, nobody, like, waits until the last moment and then they pick Cho'Gall. If somebody plays Cho'Gall, they commit. So yeah, it's not going to be Cho'Gall. You know, they commit. They come in and like, bam. If you don't have confidence in your Cho'Gall pick, I mean, what are you even doing in the game? Oh, we get Tassadar. Nice. Tassadar and Yrel. Okay, here we go. Good stuff. Tassadar, Yrel for Team Dynouh. Tassadar definitely here that we don't get to see a whole lot either. So good to have him now in the mix. Leaves us with our final choice for game number 3. Menaldor needs a side laner that can go up against Yrel, of course. And it's Leoric. Ladies and gentlemen, Infernal Shrines, game number 3. Game number 3. Who takes the lead in this oh so important best of 5? X-Ray on the left, playing Mal'Ganis for Team Ultralisk after they just won a map. They're finally able to take one. We're getting Außenseiter on Gul'dan coming in with the Echoed Corruption. Ultralisk on Medivh, so he is going to be highly important to the team in their composition, of course. Porky is playing Stukov, we have Menaldor on Leoric, and on the other side, Tassadar, played by Dynouh. We got Jaden on Imperius, Donazovsky on Auriel, Krankle at the front with Varian, going of course as usual for Taunt, and we get Hyde on the side lane with Yrel. Let the games begin! A little bit of AoE with the Cyan Fusion immediately. Now you're talking obviously about attacking the shrines. You want to make sure that you have a lot of AoE that you can fire away here and take those shrine minions on as quickly as possible. So this is something they're now going to try and do from here on out. But yep, the attacks, they keep coming. We have in the middle, or a little 5 versus 5 that both of the teams started to commit to immediately. And already we're getting some problems for Hyde as he got attacked hard. Then again, turns quickly onto X-Ray, but he's able to get out. It's all about the portals at this point, with nice portal plays from our boy Ultralisk, and of course the stacks that he also wants to add up. You can do a whole lot here. But they're going for Porky again, and this time they take him down. Porky is gone. Quick kill. Nicely done. So very, very solid shot here. And that is first blood in game number 3. Yep. Ultralisk couldn't do anything about this, but the one thing that Ultralisk could do, and which he has already done successfully, is get himself some decent stacks. Even after just the first engage that we saw, he's already sitting on 13 stacks. So, very, very good start into the game for him. Now, obviously, it stands to... Well, we have to wait first if he can actually like keep those stacks, or if he's going to get killed. But then again... Attacks are coming over here as they're trying to steal a camp away, which wasn't possible for them, but maybe they can still pick up a kill. Doesn't seem like it. They're starting to make a few moves here. Not quite there yet, though. And a little bit more action. Nah. Just a bit of poke. That one kill is all that they got so far, but yeah, poking this out a bit did already work quite nicely for them. And in addition to that, of course, camps are still up on the map, so one has been claimed. Actually, like, each team has gotten one already. But here come the attacks. 1 kill to 0 still. They're fighting for the neutral one, for the third one at the bottom, and trying to do their best here. Außenseiter, careful. Yeah, another little play again with Mal'Ganis falling. The portal not good enough. Donazovsky with a clutch heal. Clutch heal for Donazovsky, and he is alive. They kill Leoric after they just destroyed good old Mal'Ganis. So yeah, looking real nice now for the red team. They're starting things off with 3 kills to 0. Ultralisk again, with Medivh on 25 stacks on the other hand. Obviously gotta point this out because if he completes this early, this has a huge impact. So, yeah. Arcane Rift, if you are able to grab this quickly, it really helps you. Cooldown reduction that you're getting there, the damage, it's really big. And Medivh can become a huge part also. I mean, even when it comes to like the damage output just in general, depending on how the game goes. So him sitting on 25 stacks after only 3 minutes is already huge. First objective is of course up, and the leading experience is an advantage for the red team that shouldn't be... Yeah, that's actually super significant. Mainly because now they can pick up an early level 7 talent and they get the extra talent advantage over the blue team. But, well, 19 minion stacks already. Lots of AoE, of course, not only from Gul'dan, but also from Tacita, as we've talked about. Has gone into the electric fence on level 4 and now picks up the Psionic Echo. So, lots of AoE damage being dished out here as the attacks keep coming, and Gul'dan falls. Außenseiter gets caught, couldn't escape through the portal. 29 stacks now for Medivh. He needs to be mega careful. Ultralisk still on full HP, but it seems that the red team is getting a bit ahead on the objective. 28 to 21 points as they're moving in again against Leoric. Khaldor moving out with basically no 8 points. Another taunt, and with the lurking arm, the kill against Urel. Nicely done. Stukov gets the first one here. Well played. Porky able to pull some moves off, but it's not enough to save the day for them. They lose out on the objective. The first Punisher gets claimed by Team Dynouh. Quickly moving into the middle of the map now, of course, as they're going to try and break through the wall, damage the fort itself, and make their moves here. Already, oh, Medivh, 39. 39, one more hit, and Ultralisk is done. Needs one more connect, and he's finally going to be done with this. Stun gets applied. Red team has started to fall back. They got some damage in on the fort. More importantly, they destroyed the wall. And they also had a camp up at the top that assisted them even further. And this was obviously highly important here for them as well. Make sure that they're getting a lot of structures destroyed. The two-pronged attack, one with the Punisher, the other one with the camp. Stukov causing huge problems again, but Oriel is there with the heals as they're still aiming to steal the camp away from the opponent's team. And another move made, but Leo is able to get out thanks to the portal and the shield that got provided by Medivh, who is, by the way, now done with his quest. So kudos to Ultralisk. He crushed it absolutely on Zeratul on the second map. And now he's also providing some really, really nice support, not only with the completed baseline quest, but also the portals and the shields that we've already gotten from him. It still seems from the flow of the game as that Team Dynouh is the one calling most of the shots and really making the big decisions here. They're pushing, taking structures down, they go for towers, they go for gates. And they're always looking for another kill. They're also picking up level 10 at this point. And that gives us, despite other things, Wrath of the Anguirus. Another fight coming through. Alright. Nicely done. And Stukov gets hit and gets killed. Also, Black Hole as an ult for Tassa. That was actually fantastic. I mean, a lot of you guys might actually know that I have a lot of job experience. I mean, I worked as a pizza delivery guy, I worked as a real estate agent, policeman, fireman, as a doctor, of course. And one of my jobs was as an astronaut, so I can tell you, I explored many a black hole in my time. So this is a great choice for the red team, and they're going to have a lot of fun with it, I can tell you. So, yeah. They're pushing for more kills. They still exploit that level 10 advantage, of course. And with that, it seems like they're just really driving the blue team away from them. The fort is nearly destroyed there. So they nearly got it. And now they're trying to go for the counterplay! Horrify! This is the moment! This is the chance right there! And they take down Oriel. Horrify was beautiful. That was fantastic. 5 kills to 2. Nicely done. And finally a sign of life from Ultralisk. It took them a long time to get to the point where they had their heroic abilities. And the second they got them, they immediately put them to good use. With a portal, they're going for Dynouh, and Tacita goes down. Nicely done. Yeah, that was actually pretty sweet. Really cool play set up by Ultralisk. And yeah, being able to pick up another kill. 4 to 5 now. So they essentially closed the entire gap here. They essentially closed the entire gap on this one. Which is pretty impressive if you ask me, because they were just getting pummeled. And now they're sitting there saying like, well, what happened? Oh, look at that. We're basically even with our opponent again. They have, of course, taken a lot more structural damage than the red team, but still. There's always the chance to bring it back by winning the objective at the top now. So this is what they're now trying to go for. Khaldor gets caught and killed. So, yep. Khaldor eliminated. Quickly taken apart here. So far, so good. Can we do a little bit more with this? I mean, they're already looking for the next target, obviously. But Leo will be back in just a moment, so he's not going to stay dead for much longer. Will be back in a second, but there's a lead in Shrine Minions for the red team. And Tomb comes out. They're trying to force the fight here. Hyde at the top. They're going for Mal'Ganis. X-Ray starting to drop a little bit low. Needs to be careful on this one. Trying to get out with the Fell Claws. And, yep, the ley line. Not setting anything up, but at least covering the retreat. Decent Horrify, though. Hyde in trouble. No ult. 3 seconds. 2 until he has his ult back, and it just doesn't line up. So he dies, gets killed. And now they're making plays for the rest of the team. Jaden, Crankle, they're all lone about to die. Varian has already fallen. Tazadar is dead too. 35 stacks. They're sitting at 35 stacks and they're going to lose the entire team and now the Punisher. Team Ultralisk with a big play here. Huge play from them as they are picking up not only kill after kill, but they're also taking the objective itself and can now push for the top fort and try and take it out here. So, yeah, exceptionally well done. Those were exactly the plays that they needed in that situation, and they are reaping the rewards now. Going for the top fort, they might actually be the first ones to take a fort down in this game, because so far, all that Team Dynouh has done is damage. They haven't actually destroyed anything. So that top fort likely going to fall now. The team is already rotating from lane to lane. 8 kills to 6, and down at the bottom of the map, Khaldor is starting to prep things for the team. So yeah, things are looking much better for Team Ultralisk. Maybe that one win on the last map was all that they needed in order to gain a little bit of momentum in this game. Maybe that was the one thing. But a 1-level lead now for the blue team, and they're looking really, really good here. So at this point, again, camps are being targeted. Red team is trying to stabilize, but the aggression is there immediately. Borgi looking again for his lurking arm. Nice hit though by Imperius, but they're going for Stukov. Ley line to cover the retreat. Außenseiter is low and gets away. Jaden is all alone. Hyde is now coming in and could help out. Tries it against Ultralisk. Nice follow-up stun is there too, but it just means that we have another death on Imperius. He dies. Varian is also dropping real low. Tries to get out of the fight. Probably won't be able to, and gets murdered. Bye-bye, Varian. And that's 10 kills to 6 now. Team Ultralisk with so much momentum all of a sudden. Big AoE damage at least. Huge numbers now coming through. But it's Oriel that falls. Medivh at least gets killed. So one hero on the blue team finally gets destroyed. But we have the bot lane getting pressured by camps. The top fort has already fallen. In the middle, they're pushing with the rest of the team. Team Ultralisk. Tons of momentum in their hands now. They get another kill, they take down Hyde, they destroy Urel, and Dynouh with just a few hit points has to retreat, still hoping to, I mean, I guess at least help with defense, but he needs to be mega careful that he doesn't get attacked and quickly killed, because just somebody sneezing in his face would drop Tazadar. Level 16 is ready. Level 16 is now ready for them, so that's another point here. We have on that end Temporal Flux. We also got the Ruinous Affliction synergy with Echoed Corruption on level 1 and Royal Focus now for Leoric. So yeah, the plays are being made. Außenseiter starting to rotate around. Half a level until 16 is also in the hands of the red team. So that's another one. And in the middle of the map, yeah, still camps. I mean, again, they've been going through as many camps as they could as they've taken the lead. Always trying to, of course, exploit the advantage and that talent lead that they have to dominate as much of the map as possible. In an ideal world, you would now at least try and take some forts out, but the gap is getting close quickly. 16 will be ready in a second for the opponent. There's Taunt already against Mal'Ganis, trying to get out. Leyline gets used, yep. X-Ray still fine, puts them up with Sleep. They're making a move for Hyde, and even Dynouh was attacked. Firing off the ults over here, but so far nobody's falling. There is a camp in the middle of the map where it seems that this fort is now going to get destroyed. They're already pinging it. They know what's happening. And the rotation is ongoing from both teams as each of them are trying to just switch targets a little bit. This would be a nice fort to take out, by the way. Because once that you have that fountain destroyed, it makes the next objective so much easier for you. So if they can get Gul'dan into a good position where he can just fire off a nice Echoed Corruption salvo, that would really help them to maybe take this one out. It doesn't have a lot of hit points left, so there's a chance here. 50,000 damage for Tazada, 55,000 for Gul'dan. Yeah, and they're getting ready for the Frozen Punisher, which is of course the strongest one of the bunch. This objective is going to tell us a lot. There will be tons of momentum if the blue team is able to win this one too. They're already starting to pull ahead here, but if they're claiming this objective too, then it's going to be super tough to come back. 12 kills to 7. Already a lead for the blue team. It's a small one, but it's there. X-Ray again in the back here as they're slowly starting to get attacked. The portals are coming out. So do the shields. Taunt against Mal'Ganis, but he's still fine. And Stukov time and time again with the lurking arm as the ley line comes out once more. Leo's a little bit low, might actually even fall here. Big shot from Stukov. They're fighting tooth and nail for this. It's so close on the Shrine minions. Still the AoE coming together as Hyde is staying on position over and over again, trying to make it work for the team. Once more, lurking arm on the ground as they have to rotate through it. Urel needs to be careful here. 23 to 30 stacks now. The red team is a bit ahead. They're really trying their best to make sure that they're not falling too far behind here. Dynouh's team won game number 1 and they don't want to give up on this series. They want to take the lead once again. Horrify comes through. Finally, they're going for Jaden. They're trying to take him out here. 36 to 37 points. And it's the blue team. They win the Punisher. How? They win the Punisher in the final stretch. Krankel all alone gets shoved, massive shove straight into the range. They're going for the portal and he is going to die here. Krankel about to fall. Punisher moving through the middle. At the bottom of the map, the fort gets attacked too. They're losing so much ground right now. Ridiculous. Oh my god. Team Dynouh really suffering at the hands of the blue team now. Massive problem for them. Absolutely huge issues. This is getting real dangerous now. Question is just how do you survive from here on out? Your keep is nearly lost. You're losing ground by the second. And they have to perform a bit of a miracle in order to bring it back. It's also a gap in experience. It is, of course, highly unfortunate for them. The fort, the keep, it might actually still, yeah, the keep still stands. Funnily enough, the bottom fort also is still here. So the bottom fort also still standing. But, yeah, obviously, it's not really a good spot for the red team. One more kill, maybe 2. And we're gonna get some pretty big wins from the opponent's team. So yeah, interesting situation right now for Team Dynouh. Half a level until your opponent has 20, your keep in the middle is nearly destroyed, your fort at the bottom of the map is about to be dropped. And yeah, there it is. Echo Corruption alone is taking this one apart very easily. No real chance to do anything about that. I guess now that level 20 is approaching, the same is going to happen in the middle of the map. I'm going to go for another one right here. They're already trying to get in position in order to defend this, I suppose, but good luck with that. Medivh is cheating as usual, and the Entomb got upgraded as well. So, yeah. If they want the keep, they're going to get the keep. That's just what it is. And on top of that, let's not forget, with the gap as big as it is, there might be another objective that they can also fight for with a Storm Talon advantage. Damage output, we got 76,000 for Gul'dan, we got 70,000 for Tacita. Top of the map. Yeah, they go for keep number 2, I suppose, and start to soften that up slowly. Keep in mind, they are also looking at, of course, 2 catapults that are pushing in with this. Yep, 17 minutes in now. And Gul'dan needs to be the one that unleashes his stuff on this. If they really want to threaten this. But they're rotating over. They're actually trying to chase a couple of heroes away and maybe catch them here. Bottom of the map could open this one up too, of course. But immediately moving towards the top to steal their camp. Objective hasn't been announced yet though, so actually I believe that Team Dynouh is going to get level 20. Yeah, even if it gets announced right now, that would be a 30-second warning, and that should be enough to get them level 20, so the Storm Talent advantage is not going to last much longer for Team Ultralisk. But this is a big opportunity to at least bust the wall at the bottom of the map open and make your play there. So let's see if they can actually do that. It should be a fairly easy one. I mean, you have vision already with Ultralisk. You don't even have to be worried about what's behind the wall. So yeah, it's Khaldor just comes in once, and everything is gone. And at the top, the Shrine is now coming in, but the red team picks up level 20. Alright. Now, the blue team hasn't lost a single fort yet. Which is kind of funny when you think about it, because their forts took severe damage right at the beginning of the game. But Dynouh's team never got to destroying them completely. So now there is catapult pressure, still, against the red team. And we're now 18, 19 minutes into the game. So for example, this catapult down here, this can start to do some damage on the keep. It's not going to take the thing down, but again, this adds up over time. So they're already on the objective. They're trying to take a bit of a lead here. Ultralisk still providing all the vision that they need. Good damage at the front. Oriel, of course, trying her best to heal that out right away. As Crankle comes in and looks for a nice pawn target. He is a bit low. Here's the Entomb, fully missing. Completely missing. The ley line is cheating. Yeah, but the Entomb didn't do anything for that. Instead, Hide gets the ult through because the Lurking Arm didn't cover it right away. Instead, the play against Gul'dan. Tacita is gone, so is Gul'dan, but Hide will fall. He went deep to secure the kill and gets taken out as a result. Crankle comes in, again, great heals from Oriel. Self-Aegis, she's likely gonna fall. Catapults at the bottom keep, catapults at the mid lane core. And the attack is still coming in. It's a 3 versus 4, and it's honestly not looking good for Team Dynouh. They're having real trouble here. They're looking to get that kill. They might be able to pull it off with Danozovsky sitting here and just healing them up time and time again. They're actually surviving much, much longer than expected. But the shield at the core is now suffering. Another catapult is moving through the bot lane, pushing for the keep again. And they can't kill anybody up here. They don't have Khaldor. The damage just isn't there. Finally, maybe the move for Oriel. Danozovsky with another heal. Not a problem for him, but I think he's running out of space now. They want him, and they just cannot get him. God, he's pesky. So there it is. 1 kill, 2 kill, and those are staggered deaths, obviously, as Tacita and Yrel were just about to come back. The core is already down to 52%, and the catapult is still firing away here. The keep at the bottom is also suffering, so Dynouh is making sure that they're at least losing this. Imperius gets killed as well, and now they're moving with the help of the portals towards the middle of the map, not even bothering with the objective anymore. There's only Tacita and Yrel out here to defend, and they know that's not going to be enough with the core being this low already. So nicely done, Team Ultralisk. They had such a dry spell today, but now they're moving in and they're doing the work. They won it on the last map, and now it seems like they're going to be victorious here on Infernal Shrines as well. 34% on the core. Menaldor is getting the attacks out one after another. Gul'dan makes the move, and that is game. A 2-1 lead for Team Ultralisk in this best of 5 series against Team Dynouh. Match point. Team Ultralisk, they are back, everybody. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the the 4th map, and it is match point number 1 for the blue team. So, if they take it here, then they go to the final 4, the final round, the final phase of Banshee Cup Season number 2, and Team Dynouh would be eliminated from the tournament. So for the red team, it's pretty important that they're now going all out on this one, win Tomb of the Spider Queen, force the 5th map, and really bring us all of the action there. So, we'll see. Can they pull it off? Yes, no, time will tell, but they are under pressure. It started off really well. They won on the first map and made it look easy. And then Team Ultralisk with a super, super close and clutch game on House of Doom turned things around. And it could have gone either way. It really could have. Mephisto gets banned now that we're heading into map number 4. We have Nuburak and Hogger both eliminated already in the draft. But yeah, I definitely want to see if we're getting something sneaky again. This is also the map, just as a reminder, where the last time that Ultralisk's team played here, it was against Team Masquerade, and what they did is they actually played Asmodan. They tried to go for a bounty. And honestly, Asmodan, they lost, but he had some insane damage and had incredible siege damage as well. So, yep. It was actually another Asmodan game right there. So, okay. Either way, we now have Kerrigan as the first pick. Now, this is as much a pick for the red team as it is a deny to the blue team. Ultralisk has, of course, a couple of key heroes that he's really known for. Oh my god. What a cancer comp. Boah. At that point, when you see that combo being picked, you're just looking for the surrender button. Not because you think you're going to lose the game, but even if you win the game, you're losing. This is a game where just like, ugh, why me? It's like, do I accept the lever queue? Let's just leave this one. Hammer and Chromie. How much more annoying can a first pick rotation get? On the other side, we're getting Stitches, so he's going to try to get the hooks against the two. Kerrigan, obviously, can always come in and get those combos, so yeah, they can definitely get destroyed here. But Hammer and Chromie, I mean, talk about like annoying start into a draft. Tyrande, Dynouh, really good on it. Got an owl kill the last time that he played on Tomb of the Spider Queen with her. And it's good old Stitches Tyrande. Hook into stun. With Deathwing, banned. And the final pick, or the final ban for Team Dynouh now. So, let's go. What are they banning out here? What are you really afraid of here? Maybe ban one of the supports out, could do that. Could target a tank, of course, again. They already have Stitches. They go Uther. Take Uther out of the equation. Solid. And I'm still eyeing a bit what the blue team is going to do, because they had some special drafts. Let's call them special. Some drafts that didn't quite work the way that they intended to. So let's see if this one is going to be a little bit different. I mean, again, they're in the driver's seat right now. They have the 2-1 lead. This is their first opportunity to end the series and move on to the next round. Rexa and Lucio are the picks. Okay. And over on the right side, the final two. We need a side laner, and we also need that X-Factor pick for Dynouh. They need range damage dealer. They don't really have enough just yet. Tyrande obviously can do some damage, but still. You want to have a bit more than that, so what's Dynouh going to play? Did we have Tracer already? Actually not sure. So, yep, Dynouh, what's it going to be? I think we did, right? Anyways, Kel'Thuzad and Artanis. Oh boy. Oh boy. Artanis is currently in this group 0-2, I believe. So he's lost every single game. Dynouh and Kel'Thuzad, on the other hand, that could be pretty special. And this is a bounty attempt, by the way. So they're actually trying for a bounty. Dynouh with Kel'Thuzad. Yeah, we've seen this actually once or twice. Not in Season 2, but we've had that before. Every now and then, Dynouh busts out Kel'Thuzad on this map. And we get Tyrael as the final pick. Ladies and gentlemen, match point number 1 for Team Ultralisk. We're going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 4, and we have some spicy drafts for Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the left side for Team Ultralisk, X-Ray on Tyrael. We got Außenseiter on Chromie. Ultralisk is playing Sergeant Hammer. Porky with Lucio. And Meneldor is playing Rexa. Over on the right side of the map, though, this is where things get real interesting here. Oh, and even more so now. Look at that. Crankle with Stitches, and he goes for Hungry for More. He wants to have that beefy hit point pool. Now Alexstrasza is missing. That's the only one. Dynouh and Kel'Thuzad, and that's actually a hero that he played previously, even without bounties. But in this case, it is actually also a bounty attempt by them. We have Hyde on Artanis, Dynouh on Tyrande, and Jaden is playing Kerrigan. So, the hooks, they will keep coming, and Dynouh is going to try and exploit Sergeant Hammer as much as possible, especially in the earlier stages. But I have to stress this again. I am 100% certain that Dynouh is not only choosing this because they're like, ooh, we're going to complete a bounty. He obviously believes that this is a good choice for him. And while Kel'Thuzad isn't really a big pick, he's not really a hero that we're seeing a lot, Dynouh has sometimes his heroes that he loves to play, that he really enjoys, and this is occasionally one of them. So every now and then he wants to bust out Kel'Thuzad, and he has shown games in the past where he has been incredibly successful with it. It's also going to be interesting with Artanis right now, because normally, I mean, again, he's called Trash Tanis for a reason. And his win rate so far is kind of highlighting that in this tournament too. And the one thing that I usually despise is this level 1 talent, Protect of Ire. Not because it's... mainly because I think it's just too weak. I really would love for Blizzard to, at some point, release a bit of a patch. Good joke, I know. And maybe rebalance some of the things, but one of the talents I could see a bit of rebalancing is that level 1 talent. I would love for a Tannis with a lot of diligent auto-attacking or anything else to really stack up into the late game and get a lot of auto-attack damage here, not just like general damage. And there's always the argument, you can do it here too, and it's not really enough. So it's not quite there. But I have to say, against Rexa and Misha, that changes things a little bit, because now you have essentially something that you can continuously attack without having too much of a problem, as long as you dodge the stun. So if he's actually really paying attention to this, we could see Atanas have a damage impact, and a pretty incredible one, if he keeps farming on Misha. So that's actually a big thing, and I'm curious if you're seeing that. Didn't even occur to me when I looked at the draft. I would have probably liked him to go for a different side laner. And I have to stress this out, by the way, for the Atanas fanboys, because they're always coming out in droves like, how can you? Guys, Atanas in competitive play is just shit. Deal with it. It's a reality. That doesn't mean that the hero can't be fun to play. You can still enjoy it playing quick match on Storm League. But in competitive play, he's pretty garbage because other heroes are better. Not because he doesn't add anything, but other heroes are just better in that role. Now, then again, you can only play a hero once in these tournament rules. So that means if you're entering game number 4 or 5, there's so many side laners that already got eliminated that Atanas obviously rises a bit. But specifically in a normal draft situation, the hero is just trash compared to the alternatives. I'm sorry for all the fanboys right now that are foaming at the mouth. It's just the truth. But with these tournament rules, in this situation against Misha, I really want to see what I can do. I'm definitely going to keep tabs on his damage and also on the stacks that he's getting here. So already pushing with Khaldor at this point. Dynouh is at 8 stacks right now, and well, the damage sponge goes down again. Yeah, well, try to farm apparently some auto attacks and got stunned out by Misha, I suppose, and Ultralisk came in for the hit. I mean, he's at 43 already at this point. A couple of takedowns would be nice as well. We'll see how far he can get with it. But yeah, if he can make some work here, we'll see. I think he has a chance to get good damage out throughout the game. Another talent, of course, that we're also going to keep tabs on is Frankel's level 1. I highlighted it at the beginning of the game when we introduced the heroes, but he has 8 stacks now on Hungry for More. It gives him a nice little boost in hit points already, but one of the things that you're also attempting to accomplish with it is an added movement speed. You already get 5% by default once that you pick the talent, but you can of course increase on it. Now we have Ultralisk and his boys turning in, and it seems like they're going to get the first turn in. No, not yet. Porky wasn't able to make it happen. Misha, nice. Still alive here. Jaden with a really sneaky little move, but Porky didn't fall for it. Okay. So, Hyde with another swap attempt gets stunned by Rex. Oh, nice. Good damage. Nicely done by Dynouh. They go for Khaldor, and that is not a kill. They only got Misha, but Rexa survived. Okay. 1 kill to 0 still. More and more stacks coming together on the other hand for Atanas. 10 stacks now also for Stitches. This is going to be a really interesting game in the late game. There's so many scaling talents on the red team side in particular. This could get honey. But the blue team, of course, also wants to end the game a bit quicker if they can. Stun is missing. At least Dynouh's getting some stacks and is now sitting on 17 for the baseline. Stitches picks up a few more globes here too, but Web Weavers are about to touch ground for the blue team, so they're the first ones to start pushing here. And in the middle of the map, yeah, we're gonna get the defense set up, and over here towards the top a similar picture is slowly unfolding. So yeah, down at the bottom of the map, I think this fort is gone. Doesn't seem like they're even trying to defend this. Chromie with a level 10 is coming in, and Stitches is alive. Nice, good job by Dinosaurski. Joranda keeping Stitches alive, so they're able to retreat, but the fort is still in trouble. Atanas has now defended the top lane and is starting to move in towards the middle to help out. Good combo against Ultralisk. Sergeant Hammer in trouble, and it's the end. Yes, it's Khaldor that's died too, but they at least got the hammer, so that's another one to get murdered here. And we have, for Artanis, 78 stacks right now. Takedowns obviously also play a bit of a role on this, so if we're getting into a very kill-heavy game, like some of the ones that we've seen previously, this would benefit him as well. Bottom fort has fallen though, and this is all just happening with the first turn-in, the first objective in the game. The early level 10 as a result is a reward that they are now getting. Yeah, 2 kills to 1. Push also in the middle, of course, still continuing. With Khaldor, still not done. I mean, he's at 22 stacks now on the baseline. They have the level 10 abilities a little bit sooner even. And we're getting the Frost Blast for him. Frost Blast, Artanis, as usual, with Suppression Pulse, specifically, of course, against Sergeant Hammer over here. Still got to be a bit cautious on this end, as the blue team wants to push again. 50 gems in the hands of the red team. They still need to make that turn-in work. Kerrigan up at the top. Alright, Artanis, who joined them here just yet, is now slowly coming in as they're trying to defeat the opponent's mercenary camp and take it out quickly. And another swap attempt here. Now when we're talking about damage numbers, we have 11,000 for Khaldor, 10,000 for Artanis already. 16 and 15,000 though on the other side for the 2 range damage dealers, Chromie and Sergeant Hammer. So definitely superior numbers for them. Time will tell how much further they can go on this. Chromie is just picking up one talent after another as the red team is trying to complete the turn-in. Hasn't been allowed to do anything here yet. Instead, the blue team is eagerly attempting to get their second turn-in and maybe drop those forts. A little play here. That would have been a sexy one. If you get a Kerrigan comp and then a target gets swapped into it, that would be sweet. Boy, that would be sexy. But yeah, either way. Misha is still being used by Artanis as a stacking mechanism. And quite nice, I mean, pretty well too. So he's at 101 stacks already. It's just like attacks against Misha time and time again, fairly easily. The one problem that they have, it's not really a kill-heavy game. Usually Artanis really benefits from participating in takedowns with this, but that's currently not a thing. So at the bottom of the map, Siege Giants are pushing. Nice, there's the hook. Dodge with timeout. The stun Gorge. I mean, they're unleashing everything on Chromie. They really want her. And it's totally understandable. Außenseiter doesn't stand a chance. He goes down. Misha gets destroyed as well. The attacks, they just keep coming. And the blue team is slowly falling back here as they are unwilling to continue fighting a 4 versus 5. Artanis is at the bottom of the map. Sustain through all of this. Nice siege tactics against the hook, but now it's the red team turning in. Oh, Frost Blast! Combo by Lucio.
And we say bye-bye!
Lucio's gone. Overwatch heroes are eliminated very quickly, yeah? So yeah, nicely done. Really well done. I mean, that was fantastic. The Frost Blast locked him down. Without the mobility, he can't just dance around them. Now we got the Web Weavers touching ground. Artanis and Khaldor are still pushing some of the side lanes out at the top and down at the bottom of the map. Everybody else is now starting to make a play through the middle. Artanis is slowly moving in, but they're going to be a bit late because the Web Weaver here is already destroyed. Level 13 talents are kicking in, and more importantly, that allows Stitches to also hit the long-ranged hooks. Yeah, like this one, for example. X-Ray gets attacked right away. Oh my god, it nearly dies. Has the mobility to get out, but whew. Got clutch. Artanis is moving in to help the rest of the team, but they're really zoning him out of the fort range. So yeah, fort gets attacked, and in the middle with 38 gems, we still have the attacks coming in from height against Misha. 20 stacks also for Stitches, so he has now 10% movement speed in total. And of course, those 500 sweet extra hit points that he gets with it too. Globe stacks also continuing for Rexa on his level 4 talent. Oh, nice! Beautiful! That was cool. Yep, he fell right into that trap. He did not... Look at this again. He had no idea. Absolutely no idea. They started to rotate, and then down at the bottom of the map, here comes the hammer, and bam! Totally destroyed. Stitches actually gets the kill with a hook, but yeah, that was quite something. And now we have not only a boss getting attacked at the top, they want to go for the double play. They're trying to go for boss plus Web Weavers. Should be able to pull that off too. Sergeant Hammer is now back. Still, I guess they have this here. And the timing is pretty neat. The Web Weavers are just now coming in. Boss gets claimed, so whew, big push. Team Dynouh, they want to push to game 5. They want the final map, and we could get it. We had so many 5-mappers already in this tournament, just in the group stage alone. And now there's another opportunity to see one more. Dynouh against Ultralisk, big play at the top. And a bounty completion, of course, also possible. If the red team wins, the Khaldor bounty will be completed. 140 stacks now for Artanis. Looking at the damage numbers before they're hitting level 16, he's at 17,000, 18,000 damage. Nothing crazy, but also not too bad. As the game continues, he might get more. Again, not really a kill-heavy game. They got a few more in the last encounter, but still. Keep is dropping low. I think they're gonna get it here. Yeah, where Beaver's down. No, not quite. Boss is near. It's too early. It's an early game boss, but the keep is super low. Fort in the middle is gone. Down at the bottom of the map, they're about to lose another one. So I suppose, I mean, this was still worth it. It was a really nice attack, and since they set everything up at the top lane to threaten the keep, the blue team just couldn't defend all of the positions. They had to rally their resources at the top lane. Pulverize now for Stitches. A few more stacks also on his level 1. And they're looking good. There's still a lot of gems in play for Team Ultralisk, so they can try and bring this back. But they've only destroyed a single fort so far. One fort is all that they were able to take out, nothing else. Down at the bottom of the map now, even the siege giants have been picked up. There's 42 gems in the hands of the red team. Not enough to get a turn in. But always nice, of course, if you can safeguard them, at least for now. So they might try and do that first. But with level 16, we now have Sergeant Hammer, also with his Giant Killer. Rexa, Feign Death, the worst actor in the universe, is here again. He's trying to do this thing. Außenseiter dodging out on that swap. Yeah, they really want Chromie. I mean, you have two super annoying heroes in the back line, so with Stitches and Artanis, they're always going to be aiming for them. They're always going to be trying to take those out as quickly as they can. Lots of gems turned in, and guys, they're actually very, very close to getting a turn in here. Frost Blast against Lucio, and he gets killed. Flattened like a pancake. Completely murdered. Lucio is dead. Bye-bye, Porky. Sanctification from Tyrael. They are hooking Ultralisk straight to his death. And that's going to be a top keep that is getting destroyed by a catapult. And they're going into the middle. They don't even have to go to the top. They already realized it. They can either go top lane towards the core, or they can go for a second keep, whatever they feel is more realistic right now. And they are making a play for core. 180 stacks for Artanis. They're trying to burn the shield down. Death timers are still fairly low, so they have to be careful, but they're doing a significant amount of damage already, and it's looking good for Team Dynouh. They won game number 5, and from the looks of it, they're gonna get game number 5. We're going the distance, boys. 8 kills to 2, and this is, it is game. A bounty completed for Team Dynouh, and we are heading for the final map of this series. GG. I guess we're going the distance after all. 5th map, everybody. Garden of Terror. The final map not only of this match, but also the final map of Group B. And therefore, the final map of one of these two teams. One of them is going to drop out of the tournament right here. Garden of Terror, big map. Mercenary camps are super important. So Hogger, as usual, gets banned very quickly. Most of the time he gets banned. If he's still available, then he is first pick potential. And they're trying to get rid of him here very quickly. But since this is the 5th map, this is where things in the draft oftentimes start to get a bit crazy. Because now 40 heroes are unavailable as we're entering the draft. You ban out another 6, so that keeps half the hero pool still in play. One of the reasons why Cho'Gall actually gets banned. This is not a troll ban at this point. Now you're really starting to thinning out the pool a bit. So yeah, off we go. Also, Dynouh now completing a bounty. This means we have 8 bounties completed. Congrats to Team Dynouh. Being able to win with Khaldor here. And again, he's played it before on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and they did well with this. Nice damage output, and specifically the ults that he dropped off against Lucio led to multiple kills, so Porky had some real tough time staying alive. They're just banning all of the X-Factor picks right now. everything that terrifies them is getting banned. Abathar, all kinds of shenanigans that you could do. Personally, I would love to see some Abathar, Murky, Garden of Terror disaster. It would be funny as hell. There's still a few bounties available, of course, that you could technically go for. I mean, hey, let's bust the butch out. It's not gonna come to that. Crankle with ETC, putting his team in a position where they can play ETC as a side laner with stage dive, or just simply play him as a main tank. But we get Ultralisk on Mephisto and Außenseiter with Alexstrasza. Those are two powerful picks already. Mephisto, mega strong, obviously, on the sheer damage output that he can bring to the table. And then Alexstrasza in this situation also real helpful with the Dragon Queen that can be busted out now. So yeah, remains to be seen what the red team is going to do to counter all of this. Tracer. I highlighted her actually earlier because I was asking already in game number 4 if Tracer was still available, and I could have totally seen her as a potential pick for Dynouh. But with Tracer not being picked up throughout the game, they're now finally locking her in game number 5. And for Danazovsky, we're getting white main, so we're obviously not running out of supports here anytime soon. But as we head in for bans, you could still ban out some of the tanks, side laners, whittle some of those possibilities down for the opponent's team. And in this case, it's Falstad. No global plays. Falstad gets banned. So yeah, no chance for him. And then on the other end, what is Team Dynouh going to ban? I wouldn't be surprised to see them ban out a tank here. If they play ETC main tank, then in particular. Any kind of melee up at the front, you can now really get the axe. I mean, you can always go triple frontline, obviously. There's still a couple of heroes available, like, let's say, Thrall, Arthas. So, yeah, quite a lot. But they're getting rid of Junkrat. Yeah, good point. Junkrat was banned multiple times now in several series, but he has not been played yet. Fair. Good ban. So, yep, real nice one. After Mephisto and Alexstrasza, it's time for a couple of melee heroes for the blue team. So, what's it gonna be? What are we getting from Team Ultralisk? What's the weapon of choice now to deal with ETC or whoever else is going to join them up front? We get Sonya and we get Cassia. So, Khaldor is keeping his pick for later on. Yeah, Sonya, very likely in this scenario with Wrath of the Berserker. And the final double pick that we're getting for Team Dynouh, as we still need a side laner for Hyde, always assuming that, again, ETC gets played as the main tank, which I think is a fair assumption to be made. And what is Jaden going to get? It's the final map. This is really what it comes down to. So when it comes to the draft, this is your last shot. And they choose Arthas and Li Ming. Arthas apparently in the side lane spot, unless they swap it over. Li Ming for reset, so they got a mage and they have Tracer on top of that. So Tracer can start to whittle the hit points down. Li Ming comes in and finishes off the kill, gets the reset, and then continues to just fight through the team fights and just pops them all off. Khaldor is the final choice. And with Arthas now taken, that's another melee that's obviously gone. Come on, Team Ultralisk. This is it. It's Mei. Mei is coming through once again. It's God of Terror, everybody. The final map in the best of 5. The final map in this group. And also the final map for one of these two teams. Let's find out who drops out of the tournament and who continues to the Final 4. The final map is Garden of Terror. X-Ray on Mei. We have Khaldor with Sonya. Porky is again on support, so we have him on level 1 with Circle of Life. Außenseiter is playing Cassia. Ultralisk is playing Mephisto. And on the right side of the map, Team Dynouh, after they just successfully locked in a victory on Tomb of the Spider Queen, is now playing with their captain on Tracer. We have Crankle on ETC. Arthas played by Hyde. Danazovsky is currently playing white main. And Jaden is on Li Ming. And after a couple of bathroom breaks, we can now continue with the game. So it seems like initially Ultralisk actually had the game paused because he needed to go to the bathroom. He was back a couple of seconds later and definitely didn't wash his hands, by the way. 100% not. And then when they asked, hey, we're ready, let's go, it turned out that Danazovsky used the opportunity to go to the bathroom himself. So all of a sudden, everybody just needed to go. But we are now ready. So game number 5. The winner advances, the loser drops out. It's for all the marbles here. Who takes it? First of all, Arthas, of course, with Frost Presence on level 1. So he is going to try and get himself the stacks together as quickly as he can and have just that full control. He's going to try and deal with Sonya too. We could see that reflected also in her build, of course, as ETC is just slowly moving around here. By the way, I gotta say, as a German, this mount just bothers me. It's too much happiness. Too much lovely, giggly shit and too many hearts and too much happiness. Like, honestly, like, we need a little bit more misery or at least seriousness here. It's just like... yeah, it's like... yeah, it just isn't viable. Like, culturally, I just can't endorse that mount. I'm sorry, but, yeah. You gotta be real careful. As a German, you have a certain reputation that you need to uphold here. First of all, you got no feelings, you can't be funny. I mean, I was once trying to get back into the country after I was traveling, and I made a joke at customs, and they nearly didn't let me in. They were like, dude, careful. One more joke, and you can just fly back. So, yeah, you gotta be real careful there. It's one of the reasons why I actually moved to Spain. Back then, Angie, she called me and was just like, hey, seriously, like, if you continue to be so funny, I watch some of your streams, then we gotta revoke your citizenship. So, yeah, keep it a little closer to home and don't overdo it here. There's certain rules. There are rules that have to be upheld. One rule in Heroes of the Storm, by the way, is don't let your opponent steal away your camp. And they didn't uphold that, so not only did Sonya get taken out, oh, that's a body block and a half. Poor Cassia, she got fully body blocked there, nice. So that's 2 kills to 0. First Sonya gets taken out, then the camp gets stolen away, and then they're getting another kill up at the top. So nicely done. That was pretty neat. It's a good start. Also leads to more or less a level lead for them right now. Arthur's in the meantime with Deathlord on level 4. And we got Li Ming, Jaden, as usual with Triumvirate here. More camps at the bottom of the map right now. Slowly starting for that too. But I gotta say, like, a body block like the one that we just observed, I haven't seen something like this since the Warcraft 3 days. I mean, damn. There you had still your 3-man surround and shenanigans like that, but whew. There was no going through. Normally you see it against, you know, some of the fatties like Stitches and Asmodan that just have a hitbox that is so big that you can easily block them out with a hero and a half. But in this case, it was real tough. She was trying to just squeeze through the gap here and just couldn't. So, job well done. Porky with the Dragon Queen transformation. And Dynouh is already getting zoned out here. I mean, they're trying to interrupt this as much as they can. 2 kills to 0, half a level missing until they're hitting 7. And there's a slide again onto Außenseiter, but the heals are there, nice. Heals are in, red team is still not giving up on that seed on the other hand, so they are really doing their best to have a chance of claiming this one. It's not really the best position for them, obviously. I mean, if your seed spawns on the side of your opponent's team, then normally you're trying to poke a little bit, but eventually you're going to let it go. They are heavily, well, I want to say heavily committed to it, but they are definitely dancing around it a lot more than I expected them to. So they're trying to do their best to see if they have, after all, a chance to maybe pick it up here. So far, that hasn't really worked out for them, but again, they're doing their best. And now we have level 7 talent advantage also in the hands of Team Dynouh. We have Li Ming at the top, still doing some work there. Down here, they're finally falling back, but they're really just tying Team Ultralisk down to that bot lane seed. So it's still not being picked up. The interrupts, they keep coming, and the longer this lasts, the better also for Hyde. I mean, he's picking up stack after stack for his level 1 quest, so that's really neat for him. And Li Ming has more wiggle room at the top that she can use to take the wall out, which has essentially already happened. Alexstrasza, of course, trying to complete a level 1 quest too, but here comes Hyde again, zones X-Ray out, and they're doing really well on this. The level 7 talent advantage is also pretty neat, and now they're zoning Mei away completely, which leaves only Ultralisk for an interrupt, and even he now has to let this go. X-Ray comes in from the bottom, gets another interrupt there, so the zoning has worked to an extent, but there's level 7 talent now for both teams. Good connect though from Li Ming, so gets some damage in. ETC also dropping a little bit lower. Ultralisk trying to get away. Arthur's against Mei at the bot lane. Hyde still attempting to slow things down here. Obviously a walking... well... I mean, he loves to free stuff down here. He's definitely a walking disaster when it comes to just slows in general. That's one of the reasons why in the past particularly has been a continuous counter against heroes like Greymane and Illidan. A long time ago, obviously, but still. And they still want that channel. It's still surprising me that they're totally willing to just go for it this heavily. And it's cool, I like it. Usually we don't see that much aggression in the earlier stages on the map here. We're 5 minutes in and the teams are both fighting for every inch here. They know what's on the line. They want this first one. They want the advantage, but ETC goes down. Finally, they get a kill, and Arthas falls too. Okay, Team Ultralisk. They've had enough, apparently. They came in, they get the double kill, and they're like, yep, not on our watch. That's our tribute. You can get your own. Thank you very much. We get 2 kills. Top side, Jaden, of course, has done damage. We knew that already, that it would happen. But they still have to try and break that fort down first. The first seed is taken, and this also reclaimed some... It brought them a bit closer in experience. They really suffered at the beginning when the camp was taken away, and they lost 2 of their heroes. But now with the double kill, things are looking a little bit better for them. We have now level 10 in the hands of the red team, but it's not going to be a big gap. They're not even able to get the camp here. So we get Cindergrosa, Leap for Sonya, Snowball, aka Avalanche, for Mei, and Moshpit for ETC. Cindergrosa, always kind of nice, always kind of cool. No pun intended. But yeah, love it when that play comes out properly. Looking for those additional slows. Außenseiter, oh, eats Li Ming's damage and nearly dies. That would have been a reset, but Porky comes in with his ult. Yeah, Sonya's rotating down, so is Mei. They're trying to set this up here. Where's the snowball when you need it? And it misses everything. Snowball misses everything. Mephisto didn't though, so he gets the kill. Leap onto ETC, and 2 heroes bite the dust as Li Ming and ETC both get destroyed. And that is momentum. Momentum for Team Ultralisk. So they are starting to go for additional kills, maybe even, as they're aiming for Danazovsky. Yeah, gets knocked down and loses a lot of his hit points. They're also trying to take that fort down, and honestly, can't nearly do as much damage as I expected them to dish out now. So they're trying their best, drop it to 50%, but the defense is still pretty successful. At the top right, we have Arthas with the quick channel, so that's a seed that they are able to take. The attack at the bottom continues, and at this point it seems like the fort is going to fall, and if it's only to the minions, which it did. Außenseiter talking about falling, gets a heal from Alexstrasza, barely kept alive. Dynouh, Cindergrosa flying in from the top. They go for X-Ray. Oh boy, they're all going ham, but Sonya's missing. It's a 5 versus 4, and the blue team suffers the consequences as they lose Mei, they lose Mephisto. They want the counter kill against Dynouh, but even that doesn't happen. Cassia falls, and it's a triple kill for the red team. A fort gets destroyed, but they lose 3 heroes in the process. Now Sonya is giving them some counter damage at the top against structures, so is able to come through here and do some work. I mean, nice, still. Question is, of course, is that really worth it? Probably not. We're having more camps also about to be stolen. So they're starting to move in here in an attempt to see if they can steal the siege giants. Still maybe a little bit more out of all of this. As down at the bottom of the map now, yeah, the fight starts to center around the fort of the blue team for a moment. Sonya got attacked here, still able to get away. So she's still fine. Level 13 talents, of course, now also starting to kick in. And the red team is honestly always starting to push. They're always trying to just come in and be aggressive. Sometimes it backfires, but just the general direction of the way that Dynouh and his team are calling this is pretty sweet. They, of course, suffered some setbacks earlier, but now we have the next play being made right here. Yeah, little move towards the middle as they're trying to flank. There's not really a whole lot of massive stuns outside of Sonya. Well, you have the ult of Mephisto, I suppose. Sonya has her leap, so they got a couple of ults at least that they can use in order to stun the opponent out properly. But, yeah. That's already about it. Another seed is up, and up to this point, each team has, of course, only claimed 1. So 1 seed each. We're still far away from getting the first set of Garden Terrors in this game. Talking about the damage output, we have 27,000 for Tracer. As expected, she's just zipping around the entire time. The Nexus Mosquito just like bzzz, 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 just poking away, trying to whittle your patience down. She's very good at. X-Ray just gets bounced around here. I mean, not only do we have all these annoying slows from Arthas, but then ETC comes in and just pushes you back into them just as you're about to escape. Cindergrosa apparently attempted to interrupt the tribute channel, but that didn't work out for them. Cassia gets killed. Nice. Mosh pit. Good hits, but not enough to take Sonya apart. 6 kills to 4. The lead in experience against for Team Dynouh. I mean, it's going back and forth here. They're really going back and forth on this. And Team Dynouh is just pressuring, pressuring, pressuring. The only one that hasn't died on Team Ultralisk is Alexstrasza, by the way. Only one hasn't fallen yet. Arthur's nearly done with his level 1 quest, so he's about to reap the last quest rewards here, as they're getting slowly closer to level 16. It's 2 seats against 1, so they have to fight for this one. With level 16 being closed, this should still be fine. They're actually trying to also now all collapse onto the top side fort in order to grab this one. And the rotation of the blue team is going to be too late. They're all at the bottom of the map. They won't be here in time. So now the fort in the middle is destroyed and the fort at the top. Can't even get the siege giants here. Take the minion wave, get to level 16. That's the idea. Try and grab all the experience that you can so that you have an upper hand for the fight over the seed. Because this one would give Garden Terrors over to Team Ultralisk. Ult already used by Mephisto and it didn't connect with anything. Siege Giant camp claimed by the blue team. But they're so close. They need these interrupts. They really do. Combo connects. Nice. Valkyrie didn't. So another ult that has been used and did give them very little to nothing. Sonya could still leap up. But 16 is getting closer and closer. The blue team needs to fall back. Unless they're willing to fight into this, they need to fall back. And now they're committed. Again, the snowball only connects with Hyde, pushes him out of the fight. Cassia is gone. Leap! Whoa! As they're jumping in. Sounded like Sonya with throat cancer or something. But that's a channel. And it's going to be at Hyde. I don't think that they can fight this back. I mean, if they get a quick kill here, then maybe in a 4 versus 4, but without a level 16 advantage, nah. 39,000 damage for Li Ming. She's the top damage dealer in the game. 33,000 for Cassia. She's trying to catch up here. They gotta deal with that camp at the bottom of the map. First, we have catapults. We have also, of course, once again, another camp pushing. That means that towers are getting cracked. One down, second one about to fall. The archer's taking aim, and it is Winion time. Li Ming is attempting to stop all of this. But yeah, it's gonna be a bit tough. At least Grankle is getting Siege Giant camps in the meantime. So now at the top side, it's all about the camps. And seriously, when you're playing on Garden of Terror, camps are, I don't want to say everything, but they're so important to apply pressure. And we've seen this now over and over again. Objective spawns, one team has multiple camps pushing the lanes, another doesn't. It's always ending in structural damage. So yeah. The level 16, we're getting the martial law for Cassia. And this is going to be the seed that will drop the first Garden Terrors. If it's the blue team that gets the objective, they're going to start catching up in structures. If it's the red team, on the other hand, things might escalate quickly. There's a chance that you can snowball it from here on out. Everybody is aiming for a good position on this one already, just looking to see if they have a shot. There's, of course, that fountain on the red team side, which is really helpful right now. This is one of the advantages of having the objective spawn more towards your side of the map. And Mei is alive, thanks to Alexstrasza, and instead it is Li Ming that falls. Team Ultralisk with an oh-so-important play, as it's a 5 versus 4 now. Grankle again at the front, sliding out. Porky completes the channel. It's Garden Terror time, and oh my god, is that frustrating now for Team Dynouh. If they could have just delayed the fight further, this topside push that you see here would have done so much damage, destroyed the entire wall, and maybe even done damage at the keep. Now the Garden Terror is already going to deal with it together with Sonya. That hurts. Alexstrasza getting killed before Li Ming is even back, that really hurts. This is going to take some of the zing out of the push that they're experiencing here. So this is a very good start for the defense of Team Dynouh. In the middle of the map, the fort is taking damage, of course. I mean, this one is starting to suffer. At the top, Garden Terror hasn't even arrived yet, but at least the counter kill. Okay, they get Arthur's. They get Arthur's and they get ATC. Okay, things are changing quickly here. At the bottom of the map, the keep is already taking tons of damage, and honestly, the blue team should rotate over here immediately, and that's what they're doing. This is the perfect opportunity to take a keep out, and they will be the first ones. So yes, exceptionally well done. That's 2 forts destroyed, keep destroyed as well. Top sides, I mean, even here, this should result in another keep that gets either taken apart, or instead is going to drop so low that they can move up and claim it later. Doesn't change the fact that the red team has, of course, 2 seats to their name. But it's looking very, very likely that if they don't get that 3rd seed, they're going to be in trouble. They need that 3rd seed. Losing the keep at the bottom of the map was the big problem. Biggest problem that they had, at least so far. So, let's see if they can grab it. Fort is still alive. It's good. At least no catapults on the lane. They still have the added pressure. Camps are getting taken. And funnily enough, Team Dynouh is still ahead in experience. I mean, all of the lanes pushing against them helped them also to pick that up. You can actually see it here in the experience distribution. On minion experience, they are way ahead now by 4,000. So, a lot. Camp gets stoned. It's kind of... the red team hasn't moved fully over on the left side and is stealing this. Blue team is stealing it down here. A push at the bottom of the map is not going to really accumulate to anything. Yes, you have 2 camps, but still. They have to half back. They also don't want to get caught now. So instead, somebody has to stop this. It could do some structural damage on the core, but it's unlikely. Red team, of course, is going to hit the early level 20, which is what this is all about. Blue team falling back and now being able to soak the middle, soak the top, get the experience, get to their storm talents, just to close that gap. It's about the next objective, because now that the seed is spawning, this is the chance for Team Dynouh. This is where Team Dynouh needs to make a play if they want to have a shot at bringing this back. Well, technically, I guess they don't have to. They can still wait it out until later. But this would be a good start right here. If you claim this one, you're in a good spot. Ritual of Life is our choice. Mimic, of course. And on top of that, we got Death Metal for ETC. Absolute 0 for Arthur's. And everybody is getting ready. It is time for a seed, everybody. So, Crankle already sliding in. Yep, and with Death Metal, they gotta be careful on this one. Yeah, Absolute 0. Catches 2 of them. They're trying for Mei. She gets the Ice Block out. Ult against ETC. Keep the Death Metal in mind. A lot of cooldowns already getting exchanged here. Mephisto also throughout the Durance of Hate, as you can see. So far, we haven't seen a mosh pit just yet. But Crankle is trying to wrap around again. We got some Siege Giants in the middle of the map as they are pushing. And attempting to zone them out. Khaldor, can they interrupt him? And the answer is yes, indeed they can. Pretty heavy hits against him. Li Ming is, of course, firing away as much as possible now. One combo after another, trying to connect the mirror ball. Khaldor, a little bit low, but those healing circles from Alexstrasza over and over again. As we're getting the numbers increasing. 75,000 heal now over the course of this game from Alexstrasza. So, yep, Porky with nice moves. Is it enough to save X-Ray? Yes, it is, but the Garden Terrors have been claimed. Crankle, low, about to die, and they are dodging the Death Metal. Death Metal is dodged, Whiteman is down, ETC is down. That's 2 heroes eliminated. Tracer, if she falls too, it's going to be the easiest defense of their life. Alexstrasza gets killed, and Dynouh falls as well. It is a 2 versus 4. I'm actually a little surprised that nobody's taking care of the middle keep. Somebody should start going for it, and yes, they're starting to defend now. They should be easily able to defend this. I don't think the keep will fall. They're burning the Garden Terror down mega quickly. It did 50% damage to the keep in the middle, and now even the top keep gets attacked. Just imagine what would have happened here if they didn't get those kills against the red team. 2 keeps would have been lost, easily. Maybe more, maybe the game. But thanks to the kills that they just picked up, they are now in a pretty good spot to defend this. At the bottom of the map, yep, the fort might fall. But, hell, who cares, right? As long as you still have your keeps, they're going to be fine. And even this fort is not falling. So, great job by Team Ultralisk. Fantastic defense. So, that could have been a core move, if not for all the kills that the blue team was able to get after the objective got claimed. 10 kills to 9. And now that they have everybody back up on the map, it's another 5 versus 5. That is, of course, soon going to shape up. Yeah, X-Ray is already double-checking. Nice move here on the bush. Still, they are going for Cassia. And even with a leap, Cassia is gone. Außenseiter gets killed. And so does Khaldor. Everything they just fought for falls apart. They're losing 2 heroes immediately. Außenseiter get picked off, doesn't stand a chance, and then Khaldor falls after that. And now, of course, Team Dynouh wants to go for victory. At least, if they're not going to end the game on the core, they're gonna end some of these keeps. The one in the top lane has been destroyed. They could rotate towards the middle, but with 30 seconds more on the death timer for Cassia and for Sonya, they are hoping to take the core out. We have the Dragon Queen on the other hand, so it's not guaranteed that they're being able to get it. Here comes the mosh pit. They try for Alexstrasza. Porky gets the ult out and is alive. ETC falls. No core attempt. They're not going to be able to end the game. Should have gone for the second keep instead. But we are at least more or less even in structures now, as Hyde gets also destroyed. Good damage from Ultralisk. The defense is strong and it's just not game yet. 21 minutes in. Another seed is popping up. We have 76,000 damage for Tracer, 75,000 for Li Ming, and then 65k, 61k for Mephisto and for Cassia. So yeah, the big numbers are coming out, and they are crossing the map. They are trying to go for core now. 3 heroes are still alive. Tracer and Li Ming, some of them. So that's quite the statement. 5 versus 3, of course, but you still got the damage healers. If Li Ming gets a reset, then this might fall apart too. X-Ray already missing the Avalanche. Leap missing too. Okay, a lot of ults missing here. Dynouh's dancing around them. Has to retreat, gets hit and killed. Our Society making up for the earlier mistake and drops Tracer. White Mane is dead as well. Team Ultralisk. There's the move for the game, the move for the core. They're ending it, and Team Dynouh is about to get eliminated from the tournament. X-Ray falls, Jaden gets a reset. It's not enough. It's game. This is it. Team Ultralisk advances to the final 4, and Team Dynouh drops out of the Banshee Cup. GG.